Hello for the fifth Sunday of Lent. Only using the Gospel, John 12:20 to 33. This Saturday I will be having my first cousin's funeral up in northern Kentucky, Jackie, at St. Thomas in Fort Thomas. And it's sort of strange that I'm doing this funeral on Saturday morning and Saturday afternoon and Sunday morning at Mass we have the exact same gospel. This gospel we just read for Mass is the same gospel that we used or will have used at the cemetery. And I really love that gospel. I think it fits so well, but with it, there's a couple ideas I really love, and then there's another idea in there that I really don't like very much, or I do not understand. I'd like to just talk about those three things for the homily. So first of all, let's start positive, what I really like. And what I really like is, I feel like the Greeks who come to Philip and they say, "Sir, we would like to see Jesus." And then Philip goes to Andrew, and then Andrew to Jesus. "These Greeks would really like to see you." So would I. I would really like to see Jesus in a normal, everyday way, and not just in communion, or not just listening to his scriptures or the New Testament, but I would like to see Jesus the way Martha and Mary and Lazarus did. Sit down and have a meal with him, have good conversation, and have a drink with Jesus. I would really like that. Some people had that privilege or that grace. Well, secondly, I really like what Jesus said in that gospel. And what he said was, he gave an analogy to dying or death. He says, "Unless the grain of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it remains just a grain of wheat. But if it dies, it produces much fruit." To get a new crop of wheat, the grain has to fall to the ground, be buried, die, and come back to life again for a new crop of wheat. Maybe it's a little bit more vivid for ourselves if we look to an acorn. You know, the acorn way up there in that big oak tree has to drop and find its way into the ground before a new oak tree comes up. And so Jesus is saying, well, this is the way it is. This is the way nature is. This is the way death is. I just think that really says a lot to me. When I'm the priest or one of the family members, we are all out at the cemetery and getting ready to drop the body or the casket into the ground and bury it, which gives rise to new eternal life, or new life, or resurrection, or new body. I really like that. But there's another thing that I either don't understand or I don't like. And that is in that gospel also. Whoever loves his life loses it, and whoever hates his life in this world will preserve it for eternal life. Hates his life. Let me ask you a question. Do you hate your life? Do you hate your life? Well, I'll give you my answer. I don't hate mine, and I sort of like it. And often, I love it. I feel blessed with life. But maybe there are things in life that I really do hate. I hate all of the killing of one another that it seems to be in the news. The killing of cops, or the cops killing young black men, or people chopping off other people's heads. I hate guns, 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 and even worse, suicide bombers. I'm sorry, but about in life, I really hate that. And then there's another thing I sort of hate. I hate getting old. On Wednesday, I'm going to be 76. I hate thinking about dying. Well, then they always say, well, at least you're not dead. The other alternative. But I hate thinking about dying. Look, folks, I don't have that many more years left. I will die sooner than most people watching this video, or you people in the pews. Oh, you young people, you got so much time. I don't have that much time. I hate thinking about it. Well, it's a fact of reality, a fact of life. And so we really need to go back to that gospel and really feel, or I say to Andrew or Philip, sir, I would like to see Jesus. I bet you would too. It's a fact. Death is. And death, Jesus said, is sort of like that grain of wheat that must fall to the ground and be buried. Or what I said, same thing, the acorn, to get a new oak tree. Well, I have to lead my life, go into the ground, or, I'm sorry, but I'm going to go into the crematory. I'm going into the wall, being cremated. But we need to go through that process to have new life. Maybe my cousin Jackie now sees Jesus. My cousin Jackie now is outside of time and probably has a new body, a new life. That's what Easter is all about. We're getting closer to Easter. But we have to go through the suffering, death, and then resurrection of Jesus, just as Jackie had to go through years and years of Alzheimer's disease and die and be buried and now is in the presence of God. That is wonderfully the Easter message. Have a good day.